Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2. I'm out here in the garage and it's kind of late, so we're kind of getting an episode of Texas Gun Vault After Dark because it is almost 11 o'clock and I'm just getting around to doing some work here in the garage. It's spring break time. I've had the opportunity to get some time off and try to catch up on things around the house. But I'm taking full advantage of my time off and spending a lot of it with my wife and my kids and just getting some family time in because as my kids, which are now all in college, the moments that we get to be together as a family are few and far between. So lots of opportunities have come up. We went to medieval times last night, which if you don't know is like a Middle Ages theme, like dinner theater show. It's pretty cool. There's one located here in Dallas, so we went and did that. And one night this week, we're going to go play Top Golf. Just kind of doing stuff like that. Tonight I grilled out and we did family game night. So I had a lot of stuff I wanted to do. I still got a lot of stuff with like amateur radio I want to do and gun stuff and videos. But I'm trying to get it in between all the craziness. But you know, you got to have priorities. And as soon as I get done with this and get it uploaded, I'm going to come back out here and start cleaning a bunch of guns that I have reviewed. But I wanted to talk about the Colt M5 rifle tonight. And maybe some of you might have noticed that yesterday I uploaded a video and it was up for maybe 30 minutes and I deleted it because I realized that maybe I had overlooked something and I kind of look like an idiot. And of course, I don't want that out there. You guys already know I'm an idiot, but maybe not as much as maybe I portrayed myself in that video because I wasn't thinking about the sights on this rifle because somebody in the comment section, one of you very astute and observant followers of the Texas Gun Vault said, wait a second, that's not what you think it is. There's a sight on that gun that's wrong. And then I looked at it and go, oh yeah, it is wrong. So let's talk about how I think either Colt or Atlantic Firearms screwed up. So we have a Colt M5 carbine, and I took it to the range. And I kind of felt like the accuracy was kind of off. And the thing I noted in the review is that this gun had a aperture front sight. Okay, so as you can see, it has an aperture in the front. It looks like a rear sight. Now, the reason this didn't make me question anything is because I have a set of Ultradyne sights which uses an aperture in the front. And so I have seen these types of sighting systems in the past where I think the Ultradyne has a post and like a little aperture, and that's what you're supposed to aim for. So I was thinking to myself, okay, so maybe this is Troy Industries' newest sights, okay? And I was like, oh, the aperture's kind of big. It's kind of like a ghost ring. You got a ghost ring in the back. All right, I guess it's what they, want the rifle to be shot with. I double-checked. I asked Raul, who lent this gun to the channel. I was like, hey, were these the sights that were in the box when you got it? And he goes, yeah, they were already installed. Okay, so either Colt put these on at the factory, or these sights are put on at Atlantic Firearms, where Raul bought this gun from. And I went online, and he sent me some pictures, and it looks like they had a different front sight. And then one of the observant viewers said, hey, you can't adjust elevation on that, because it has the same type of knob here on the side for windage as the rear sight. And I started looking at it and go, yeah, that is actually two rear sights. So you do have the flip-up aperture and the ability to adjust for windage, but not elevation. So this rifle came with two rear sights. Now, it worked. The accuracy wasn't, that good, but it was okay, actually, doing it this way. But I realized I looked like an idiot. So all the ammo I shot through this, which was probably about 120 rounds or so, I got to go back to the range and do it again. Oh, man, oh man, because that ammo costs money, and I I looked at the range footage and I was like, I really can't use it because the accuracy was not all that good, and you can see this sight. So I have to review it correctly. So it's one of those things I'm going to have to go back to the range and redo it again. And Raul told me that in his parts bins at home, he has a different front sight because I guess he uses similar sights. And so I'm supposed to meet him tomorrow sometime to pick up a different front sight that will work with this. So I'm going to have to re-review this and do all the range footage again. But that means somebody at Colt or Atlantic Firearms, but my gut says it's Colt because from the images I can tell from everybody that sells these sights come pre-installed. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but they come pre-installed in all like the auction sites and the websites that sell them. So somebody at Colt, when they were putting this rifle together, put 2 rear sights on it. Yeah, so how's that for quality control and double checking your work? So I am a little bit disappointed. So one of the things I was going to talk about in this range report is how the gun is not that accurate, but now we know why. So I appreciate the the observant and astute viewer who made that comment, which made me feel so embarrassed. And yeah, I make mistakes from time to time. But I appreciate it because otherwise I would have made this review, not caught that, and then I would have looked like the fool. So I appreciate that. It just means I have to go back to the range and do a little bit more work. So the rifle was pretty good. There's things I like and don't like about it, but I get another chance with it once I get a different front sight. So I wanted to thank you all and apologize for not having a video yesterday and not having more videos. But as I said, I just get this opportunity to have all my kids here, and we're just doing some family stuff. And family comes first. Family is the most important thing. So Texas Gun Vault comes second. So, yeah, so I get another chance to shoot this. I have to go pick up that front sight. So thank you, everybody, for understanding. And has anyone ever seen this type of mistake come out of a factory? And if it does come from Colt, man, that doesn't bode well for them. It just really doesn't. So, yeah, okay. So that's what I got on this and that front sight. And then I also want to talk about bloopers. I don't know if you guys ever catch them at the end of some of my videos. Not all of them. There's always bloopers when I film my range reports. And because I'll sit here and I'll say something wrong, I'll misspeak. You know, you guys can tell that I'm just speaking off the cuff now, and I'll make mistakes. I'll stutter, stammer, say the wrong word or whatever. And in the more professional videos, I don't want that to be what people see. I want it to be a little bit more polished. So here I don't edit them out, but on that channel, on the main channel, I do. And sometimes I will record stuff 3 or 4 times. And I'll even get through like 3 or 4 minutes and I'll say something so stupid, or I'll mispronounce a word, or whatever it is, or I'll stumble on a word, and I have to think immediately in the moment, is that something I can edit out? Because occasionally you'll see in my videos, there'll be like a little click, almost like a frame is missing. I can edit stuff out or splice it together. So if I say something about, like, say I'm talking about this rifle, I'll say, this is the Colt M4. And then I realize I said M4, not M5, and I'll say, this is the Colt M5. Or I'll go, this is the Colt M5. And I'll put that little break. And when I go back to the editing software on my computer, I'm able to kind of splice those together. And I try to think about where my body was and try to be as close to that original frame when I made the mistake. And sometimes you can't even tell there's a cut, and sometimes you can. But it's just the way that I have to film this, because I do everything off the cuff and in long format. So it sucks when you get 7 or 8 minutes into a segment, you make a mistake. I don't want to do the whole thing again. So I try to do it where I can splice it. But sometimes the mistake is so bad I can't. And so I get mad and I'm like, oh, I say a bad word or this or that. And I don't really get that angry. It's just kind of more comical and animated. But sometimes I throw those at the ends of my range reports if I get some funny ones. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. It's not on many of them. I would say probably 1 out of every 10 or so will get like a little blooper action. So I did one tonight on the Midwest Industries Air Crew Service Defense Weapon. You know, that takedown AR-15. And I had some funny ones. So that one gets a bunch of bloopers. It got like 5. Normally, I don't even put in that many. Maybe it's just 1 or 2 at the end. But I'm curious, have you guys ever caught the bloopers that I put in the videos? And sometimes I'll hide things in the videos. If sometimes people will ask about certain like guns, like, hey, what about this or that? I might put something like here, or maybe you'll see something like on the side where it has to deal with like an upcoming projects. You know, people are asking me about, or I'll kind of hint at what like the next project is. Little things like that, or whatever. Or if somebody makes fun of me on like a shirt I'm wearing or something, I'll do something. So I hide things in videos like that. Not very often, but occasionally I do. But I always try to show off the next project that I'm working on many times in the video. So like if I'm working on this video here, I might have, for example, you might see like another pistol like back here, and you'll know, up that Beretta is coming up next, or that's what I'm working on. So I kind of tease upcoming projects and things, but not always. But anyway, but also I put those bloopers at the end. So tell me if you guys have ever seen those bloopers, and what do you think? Because I kind of like them. I think they're funny. But maybe you don't. But anyway, that's all I want to talk about tonight. The M5, Colt's big mistake. Who knows? Maybe it was not Midwest Industries, Atlantic Firearms. Because they sold this rifle, so obviously it got through their checks, but maybe they put these on. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Are you guys a little bit disappointed? I think I am, because now I have to go review the gun again, and all that ammo I shot through it originally was wasted. That sucks. But anyway, and then talk about the bloopers. There was a couple other things I wanted to talk about tonight that I made mental notes about, but I guess I'm having a Joe Biden moment. I don't really remember what I wanted to talk about. Well, let me think here. I got to clean guns, talk about family time, the M5, talk about bloopers. I guess that's it. There were some other things I wanted to talk about, but I'll try to write it down maybe for tomorrow. It is getting a little bit late. It's like 11:05. I still got guns to clean, and right now, as my kids are settling down for the night, they're all playing video games or whatever. I think my wife's in bed, and I've had a busy day doing stuff around the house and running errands and all that. So this is my fortress of solitude time. So I'm going to spend some time out here in the garage, cleaning guns and catching up on YouTube videos that I want to watch, things that I consume. So that's it. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. And let me know your thoughts on all this. So if you watch to the end of this video, what is the word of the day? Word of the day, the word that pays. So I know you are a true vault dweller and watch to the end. Let's say the word is mistake. Mistake, because I made a mistake in not recognizing this rifle had 2 rear sights, and Colt made a mistake because they put on 2 rear sights. So mistakes all over the place tonight. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and thank you for joining me here in the garage late at night. So, as always, thanks for watching.